afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're all fitting exciting and riveting 1 versus 1 on Novgorod outskirts. In the north, it is expensive runner, aka opportunity cost, or is also known as, in certain parts of rural Norway, Sven. Fighting here for the Soviet Union, socialism, Comrade Stalin. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Mechanized Corps inside it is Kimbo himself, apparently, or Immortal Kimbo, fighting for the German army. Deutschland taking on the role here of the 3rd Panzer shown here by Luftwaffe ground forces, infantry, anti-tank and machine guns versus urban defense, parts and tactics, and got motor with mines, infantry bullets there. And we got Kimbo here straight into heavy Luftwaffe ground forces, heavy fortifications, Stuka smoke reconnaissance, Fallschirmjägers, Valiant Assault and Airborne Assault. We got double fortress jump ponies here for Kimbo. Double comes there for Expensive Runner. Next he moves west, there's conscripts and engineers. Another squad in the east was there, thusly getting a bit of a broad fan there across the map. Allowing to just secure a lot of territory faster. But also sort of gives an idea though where his opponent is, and thusly it also acts as reconnaissance in force. Meanwhile, Kimbo here focusing east, so our force also being detached westward to do the same thing. Generally, aggressive factions want to fan out, whereas the less aggressive factions usually want to focus a bit more so with their troops working together. Fuel upon them is secured, sandbags up as well to make it easy to defend here for Expensive Runner in the east. Steel punch we get from the northern victory point. Northeastern, eastern more likely. Contract up here with more sandbags there. Good work by Expensive Runner. Folks moving up here for Kimbo. Engineers there have managed to widen themselves a bit stuck. They're getting the mine cutters, or the wire cutter stuff, but they may not last long. But there you go, comes to the rescue. Hauling out the engineers' chestnuts out of the fire. And there you go, they got the wire cutters and cut the wire. Damn it, Petrov, I told you not to do it like that. You almost got us killed. You got Dmitri killed. And just look at him. He looks even uglier than before. More control away there for Expensive Runner. Triple holster there for Kimbo. Sturmpuny advancing these and going from the east to the centre, being secured here by conscripts, like some sandbags, I suppose. Westwards here, pushing in from there. We got a trot on the way for Kimbo already. Could be battle group headquarters, could be mechanized. You never quite know with Kimbo. That's also his personal motto. Conscripts Western Fulton is here. Back at base, we got conscripting out there for Expensive Runner. Fulton out here, we got the truck out there for Kimbo. We'll probably see where that gets up to. Conscripting eastwards here, south in fact, east. Skirmishing around here, German infantry advance. We've got full service conscript up north, closer to Expensive Runner's base. No sign of doctrine here yet for Expensive Runner. We'll have to see where it ends up with the truck. So far, it is not looking like a battle group headquarters here from Kimbo. I mean, it could be, but the longer it's not doing anything mechanized, it seems more likely. And saying on a map like Novgorod outskirts, which is a lot more maneuver room, looks could be a potent choice. We've got full service around the church, denying entrance there to the conscripts. Full service conscripts here. With the rob of the Sturmpaniers, that engagement swung in favour of Kimbo, and here in the centre, Expensive Runner's infantry falls back as they have failed to seize the church, and Kimbo has valiantly held his ground in the name of Das Vaterland. Mines down here for Expensive Runner, coming northwards here to flank up behind Kimbo's advance force as he pushes further and further towards Expensive Runner's base. And there you go, conscripts pushed off the point. And there you go, Kimbo concentrating forces. How will Expensive Runner react to this? We got sandbags up here as well. Kimbo prepares for an advanced defense here, even occupying buildings. Sandbags up here, of course. Urban defense here for Expensive Runner, light anti-tank guns. Mechanized range out with Kimbo in the 3rd Panzer Division. Plus you get Fort Headquarters, light anti-tank guns, booby traps, KV-2 heavy assault tanks, and shock troopers. Mines being swept here by Kimbo's Sturmpioneer, constantly slowing up by the fuel point. They're looking to at least bleed out Kimbo to try to go over there, maybe open up for a counterattack on the car point, or maybe it's all part of a larger diversionary movement as he then pushes eastwards there to hit the eastern side, basically catching Kimbo off guard while at the same time tying up here by the west. Not a bad move there by Expensive Runner. That's occasionally just try and bleed him out on the fuel point when then grabs the other one. Bit risky though, you could risk losing a unit, but in theory if it pays off, it pays off. But swinging out hard for the eastern car point and fuel point. Good move there by Expensive Runner. Could force Kimbo then to hard, of course, focus more force on the western fuel to gain that, or he has to then swing from the west towards the east to counterattack into Expensive Runner's counter harassment. So lots of stuff there going on, lots of possibilities, lots of mind games, and Kimbo basically decides to concentrate on the western fuel point to liquidate expensive runner's little pocket there and push him off, and there you go. Constant push back. He needs to fall back as well, so there you go. In the end, he should have the counter there back in heavy cone, in which case they're probably able to hold a bit better here versus Kimbo, but decided to spread out his forces, maybe try and get an idea there of what Kimbo was doing, but got caught off guard. Are we going for the point here? Sandbags up there as well. Grabbing points there. Back at expensive runner space going on here. Troops reinforcing. Kimbo is not far off here from a looks leichte Aufklärungspanzer. We got Fulsevik backed up by an MG34 here to support the infantry assault here. Sandbags done, but they're on the wrong side of the sandbags. They've got MG34 niches hell, and the conscripts are pressed, forcing expensive runner to retreat his men as already there. Dyatlov drops there in the snow, staining it red. And not with socialism. Conscript moving west with them engineers. Gonna push for the fuel point there again. Now figuring Kate Kimbo's had swung hard east. I'm now gonna swing hard west and regain my fuel point there from the fascist bastard. Conscript moving about here. MG34 they get maneuver with the conscripts. No Molotovs here, the expensive run. We got Sturmpioneers honing in on the conscripts as well there. I mean, with negative cover, there's a chance to quickly up the machine gun, but with the Sturmpioneers, I would say the chance of that overall happening are limited here. And there you go. MG34 turning the conscripts, well, they go forcing retreat here. Sturmpioneers did take quite a bit of damage and may have to retreat here for some medical supplies. They, of course, need to follow them first. And there you go. Kimbo there going for the looks. Light Aufklärungspanzer. Miles up there by the western fuel point as expensive run looks to claim it. Kimbo starting to upgrade his Volkskonserve Sturmgewehr 44. Contrast MG34 close, we've got another machine gun out here for Kimbo. Interesting move. Most Obercross players tend to only stick to one MG34, but Kimbo, of course, is clearly a bit always the rogue and commits to double machine guns. Of course, there's an infantry build will be quite good. I was not quite as good as say 2 MG42s from the Wehrmacht, but you know, they'll do the job if you support them properly. Shock troopers out here for expensive run equipped with SVT40s, but PDH41s. And with, concussive grenade there. Nice hit there. And with body armor. Close one here. Sturmpioneers right machine assault going to have to fall back here. Otherwise, Kim's going to lose that one to the Red Army, which would be a bit embarrassing for him. Looks almost done though. Leichte Aufklärungspanzer 2. Sending out they equipped with a 2cm auto cannon based off the Panzer II chassis. Roughly, I think, over 100 rounds per build. There was also a similar tank based off the Panzer 38T. Basically serve the same purpose, though that one gets talked about a lot less. Constant being routed with the looks, though. Charting through the sword of Cam, we got Foxman dropped in here as well for Kimbo, and the German army dropping right in the centre. That's pretty bold there, considering you're landing on trees. Cover. Of course, going to Foxman in this case, they land all quite nicely there by the conscripts. Still pretty close landing there. Clearly, Kimbo is a fan of the Crete approach. Looks to be more tearing into the retreating conscript. Could get a wipe here on him. Unit got wiped elsewhere. That looks like, yeah, we got a wipe in return. Anti-tank moving forward there for expensive runner. Obviously, in front here to the looks. And there you go, comes for heavy damage. We can see another wipe in expensive runner in the early game. That's going to be quite brutal here against expensive runner. Great kill there for Kimbo. If he pulls it off, you got the anti-tank being held up there. The looks charging in there. Full fury in service of Deutschland. There you go, hammering it with the autocannon and the coaxial machine gun, taking further damage. Charging into the base, there we go, getting another wipe. That is 2 infantry squads down here for expensive runner. But it's got taken out there by the line of tanks out the base there. Kimbo there may just have extended a bit too much, but even then it's going to be hard there for expensive runner to cover from 2 infantry squad wipes. Though not impossible. Well, of course, after Kimbo does next, he could, of course, be a bit insane and commit to another looks. Bit of a rarer meta as of late, but, you know, Kimbo has been a bit out of the loop. At least partially. Not too much. Enemy's grenade off against the Volkswagen MG54. Oh, expected to run into it sooner, but there we go. Still, shock troopers can't clear it out here. Good work there by expensive runner, punishing Kimbo's extension here. You want to, of course, play aggressively there, but, you know, you got to be mindful of it. There you go. Oh, shite, that's a double wipe then, Kimbo. That's huge. On top of the looks, he wiped several. The machine gun and an infantry squad. In fact, Kimbo's down to barely nothing. Machine gun now recruit here by expensive runner. We got a second look, says Kimbo pretty much just puts everything on the light tank to, well, pull him out of this one. Quite brutal engagement here between these two players. Entertainment being pushed back, conscript in the church. Looks slowly approaching. MG34 force moving ahead here. No assault rifles on those. Of course, that's your Sturmpioneer. Comes they're falling back as the church is no longer tenable here in the face of the German army's vicious assault. But certainly some heavy bloodletting here on both sides. Looks halfway done here for Kimbo. They were all produced in small numbers. as mentioned, roughly a bit over 100. Of course, that's your Panzer 30T version. Also, there's a particular workshop version, sort of very late in the war, where they actually had a turret of a Puma. Little fun fact there. Continuing westwards there. Mines up here on the point. Though they'll be disrupted here by expensive runners' constant counterattack. At least he's cutting off the fuel. In this regard, Kimbo is getting more fuel here than expensive runner. The expensive runner is yet to do anything with his fuel, really. Has he even gone for anti-tank grenades? Yes, he has, but beyond that, he's not built up. He's got no Pump Company, no Space Rifle Command, no Tank Command. Nothing here from expensive runner. Kimbo's Sturmpunina push back here. Got the Lux number 2 out here for Kimbo and Deutschland. That MG-34 is way too close to the front for comfort. There we go. Got hit by a grenade. Needs to retreat that one immediately. Close shave there for Kimbo. Looks moving up. Crashing through the fences. Full squad then under heavy fire. Moving straight into the midst of the conscripts. Probably to prevent the shock troops from wiping out the full squad there. It does mean he takes a lot of anti-tank grenades, but Kimbo seems pretty confident there's an anti-tank nearby, or at least he's betting on it. And we got another fighting squad out for Kimbo, basically trying to turn this around now on the back of the Lux and the Fallschirmjägers on this elite German infantry. The Green Devils, as they were known. More shock troops out for Kimbo. Fighting straight to the MG-34. We got the anti-tank wing up there. Ambush. Need to pull back the Lux further. Fighting squad they need to retreat. East side here being secured by some of expensive runners engineers. Back here troops reinforcing for Kimbo. Fallschirmjäger sneaking about there with their Kana TK and FT-42. Anti-tank hold forward. Comes MG-34 and shocked as well there for expensive runner. Season Eastern Point. Mines down there for expensive runner. Back here troop reinforcing. We got Lux opening up in the advancing shock troopers. Anti-tank shoots there. Fallschirmjäger moving up. Anti-tank gets another hit. They're almost costing Kimbo his second Lux. That would certainly be quite brutal here. Interesting enough, expensive runner is yet to tag up. He's pretty much still running a tier 0 approach. Sturmpanzer got to fix the Lux. Fighters will sneak about, they can hit the fuel point. Fun fact about the Panzer II, it actually saw a lot of variations. As they sort of tried to make something out of the chassis, it was quickly becoming obsolete. I mean, it wasn't even intended like to only be an actual tank. It was more like, you know, training tanks. So they like, you know, get a hang of how tanks worked and made. But because of production issues and the fact they couldn't produce enough Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs, the Panzer II was pressed into service. And so, of course, they did find themselves with a bunch of spare chassis at some point. And so, some of the final ones were basically used like with stuff like the Lux. So, little fun fact there. And we got Van Assault here from Kimbo. Very nice. Obviously, overlooked ability alongside most other abilities like that, including, for example, Assault and Hope from the Wehrmacht's German infantry. But here we go, Kimbo pushing in there from south side, subsiding there. Good push here from Kimbo, moving ahead for the fatherland. Continuing flank, they got a bomb grenade off there. Could see a wipe, almost got a wipe here. Full function moving in. Up north here, hitting the other side as well. They looked charging in there. Fallschirmjäger engaging the line to tank gun. Machine gun being cleared out, and there you go. We got a full ride here from expensive runners, probably called in 2 line to tank guns. Conscript here, wiped up. Brutal push here by Kimbo. Beautiful pincer maneuver here. Catching expensive runner in quite the pickle. Going for another 10 wipe. There you go. Gets another wipe. It gets the anti-tank as well there. Several wipes and expensive runner again. Will Kimbo this time lose another Lux, or will he this time be able to salvage it here? Fallschirmjäger coming up. The Lux needs to get out there. He's risking it all here. Actually, did he clear up both anti-tank guns? Yeah, he did. He actually cleared out both anti-tank guns here. And there you go. It's about to lose the anti-tank, but no, Fallschirmjäger in. Might be able to intervene here. Looks falling back here. Fallschirmjäger's opening up. Close range, heavy damage. Expensive runners forced to fall back here. As Kimbo puts up a cordon of lead and German faith. Needs to retreat here. They got the shock troops. 2 shock troops scored. Tearing into Kimbo's infantry. Up close, brutal and ugly. Fallschirmjäger digging out from inside the building there with the FT-42s against the shock troopers. Luke continuing to be hauled back here. Nothing happening over the anti-tank. He wasn't able to do anything with the other one. But he might be able to at least secure one hit against expensive runner. Could at least just use it to fire fragmentation rounds. Fallschirmjäger's pulling back in again. Grenade off. Ooh, close one there. He's going to lose the Fallschirmjägers. Or does he? No. He's bringing up the other squad. I think he's going to... Oh, it looks like he's going to put a blend card maybe. No. Oh, he was able to save the Fallschirmjäger squad. They really tight maneuver there by Kimbo. Saving them. That was... Whew, expert maneuvering there. Losing the eastern fuel pond there. 2 engineers there as... He's lost entire side of that. Still, beautiful engagement here between expensive runner and Kimbo as both just go at each other like 2 drunken badgers in a barrel full of beer. Will he salvage it? Yes, he is going to grab it instead. Getting himself a bit of anti-tank, of course, also just access to the high explosive cancer shots, just to hammer away at his opponent. Not a bad idea there. Need to get it away from the front line now. There we go. Luke's hammering away here. Probably, there we go, spotting from mines. Got it, destroyed it. MD4 for a second, probably might have spotted him laying down the mines, to be honest. Engineers retreating. Back here, troops moving forward. We got a third fighting squad here for Kimbo. There's lots of elite infantry from both sides. Lots of elite infantry. Third fighting squad here, landing this time close to the base, averting the wrath of the squirrels. MD4 forming east, let's grab the eastern fuel point here back for the glory of Deutschland. Back here, troops setting out. No further take here for Kimbo. Probably should consider that soon. He's simply expensive runner really needs to take up. Though again, he's under such pressure from Kimbo in terms of manpower bleeding. I can see why he's struggling a bit to take up. But even then, I think just trying to sort of sneak in whenever he can might be a good idea for expensive runner. But still, just absolutely brutal fighting here. Neither start reloading up for long periods of time, just hammering away there. Eastern point to be secured by the MG34. Smoke bombing here from Kimbo. Possibly just for constant. In fact, this is scout out where his opponent is. He might be setting up for flank with a fighter. He's got 3 fighter mega squads. That is some serious assault capabilities. All really feel like you need to consider take up there fast so you can just get the further upgrade there. But for now, seem content with just as they are now. And there you go. Shock troopers right here by the fighter megas. By the Green Devils as they push through the snow. That'll be quite a challenge here for Expense Runner to catch off guard. But there you go. Finally got take up Expense Runner. It is support weapon Camboneer. And before forming up the east side here, we got 341 versus 362. Bring in here. There you go. Push back a constant support there. Folks in the center being pushed back here by a counter push here by Expensive Runner and the Red Army. Third mechanized course showing the mercenary. There you go. Got the Puma out here for Kimbo. He's obviously worried about any potential light vehicles there from Expensive Runner. Otherwise, he wouldn't be going for this. But so far, Expensive Runner is showing absolutely no inclination towards it. So who knows? Might be misjudgment there from Kimbo. Maybe in fact one just to take up fast. And taking down there, looks almost guarded here. Kimbo needs to fall back with that look soon. Hitting the western fuel point. There you go. Oh, trying to pull back down the church. Bit of awkward pathing, but he does securely pull it back mostly. Fighters bring in, they might occupy the church to engage here. Expensive Runner's forces by the victory point. Puma can just bombard away there, it seems like. There you go, fighters pushing through here. Getting suppressed the machine gun there, covering the entrance of the church. Good set there by Expensive Runner. Goodbye to Blenkerber. Catch the shocks was doing a bit of damage, but it's not enough to the fighters of the church. They were able to fall back here. Simply too many shock troopers with too many guns. And no way to respond to it. Fighters coming in as well, they could put a blend coming to the entrance, but over here a bit too late. The shock was already fallen through there, the entire church in a matter of seconds, forcing Kimbo to abandon the center for now to the Red Army. East side here we got Controversy MD-44 point blank range, and then bypassing it. West side here field secured for the German army. Back here troops reinforcing, can be healing soon. Should be taking up soon, I think. Here, meanwhile, Expensive Runner is taking up there, and in fact, at this point, he may just likely be planning to go straight for the KV-2 heavy tank and just trounce Kimbo with that one. Like a really large wet fish. Fighters are flanking up behind Expensive Runner's forces here. Not a bad idea. Of course, need to be careful of shock troopers since they're really good at punching that sort of sense. And again, they have a high rate of fire and good accuracy. I mean, they can, you know, if you extend your units, quickly wipe them out in a retreat. But there you go. Looks been support here, much better. Fighters gaining MU-34 anti-tank against the looks. Pot shot, but there you go. Fighters moving in. Pulling back machine gun. Need to pop a bomb grenade here. There you go. Control on the ground here. The corner of the retreat. There you go. Goodbye to Ladnung, straight there, counter push back, anti-tank grenade on the anti-tank gun. Oh, anti-tank grenade. But there goes, shock troopers getting cooked by up here, the shock troopers now, looks up, pushes the shock troopers a bit to the ground, and lying the fighter makes maybe a chance to survive here. Whew, that was a close one there, another close save there for Kimbo. As Expensive Runner is indeed, it seems, going for the KV-2, the Clement Voroshlov 2 heavy tank. Meanwhile, Kimbo is finally going for a trap that's going to take up, but not be able to get out anything to do with the KV-2 anytime soon. Looks takes a punishing blow, then an anti-tank grenade machine gun opening the fighter makers, catching them by the center victory point. We are not far off him from KV-2 there for Expensive Runner. Roughly a minute and a half, whereas Kimbo, for whatever he wants to go from that strap, 100 quarters will turn a bit further off. And that's the KV-2, a Panther 4 probably isn't going to cut it, so he may have to consider something like Yak Panther or Panther instead. The Yak Panther is not much more expensive, the Panther of course is notably more expensive. Troops are healing and forcing. trucking about there for Kimbo and the 3rd Panzer Division. Mine's up here from Expensive Runner. Very good. Troops reinforcing. There we go. Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier being set up there for Kimbo. Seizing the eastern part of the Fallschirmjägers. Schwerer Panzerspeerwagen watching over there. Known also as the Achtrad because it had 8 wheels. And that would become, shall we say, the standard armoured cars to when went on as the 222 and 4 wheels. Pretty much falling out of favour as it turns out. They're not quite great off-road. That are half-tracked armoured cars based off the 250 half-track chassis. No fun fact there. Luke's hammering away. Choosing the western point. Directed in the Lukes from the anti-tank gun. Another hit. MD-44 setting up here. Moving eastwards to the Fallschirmjäger. Fallschirmjäger moving in. Got 2 shocks going in there. Go smoke grenade off here to cover an assault on the machine gun. Very good push there, in particular since you can just have the other shocks squat then pop a grenade. We see that Kimbo's trying to reposition the machine gun, but probably not going to be time to work out. We do got the Luke supporting, and now we've got Stump supporting all the concussive grenades. Going to make it harder for Kimbo to in there. Oh, Expense running in there. Go concussive grenade. Catch the shock troop. No, they actually dodge it. Close one there, though. Close one. And now the Stump will have to retreat without the concussive grenade. They toast the machine, will also fall back. Luke's main gun out. Expense runner now incredibly low close here to the KV2 heavy tank. Luke's holding back there, getting out of there very fast. East side have been claimed over Kimbo and the German army. His Schwer punted course everything repairs. He can also begin upgrading the Fallschirmjägers with FT-42s if he just gets the munitions. He's a bit short on that, though upgrading the munitions point here alongside having access to the one here should definitely speed up that process considerably. But there you go. KV2 heavy tank out here for Expense Run. I think by 1940-45 there really wouldn't have been anyone left. At least they've been quite lucky to survive in most cases. Any KV tanks mostly would have been KV-85s, which are sort of the intermediate solution between the KV series and the IS-2 series. Boomer taking a few hits there. Need to be careful. There you go, KV-2 moving in. Will Kimbo ready for this armoured monstrosity? There you go, smoke being popped. KV-2 shoots, gets a good hit there, and he manages to maneuver himself into a slightly awkward position. Now anti-tank gun shoots, miss the Puma. KV-2 charging through the smoke. Oh dear, pathing there, and Puma gets taken out. We got another round of assault. His Kimbo strikes at more isolated, weaker elements that aren't the KV-2. Definitely, I think, the right approach here for Kimbo. Leaving Expense Runner's flank here in a rather tattered state. Of course, the big issue still is going to be the KV-2s bringing out like Ken, which will help, but always needs to be careful against the KV-2s. He can quickly annihilate of his infantry and even the support weapons if he's not careful. And he will need some armor or a tank destroyer. And I think we just recommend the Jagdpanzer, since that's just going to hit the field faster and more time to just, deal with the infantry using his Fallschirmjägers and whatnot. And of course, he may be tempted to go for the Panther there. Go into tank grenade, going off for the shock troop. Well, Sion Pioneers looks moving in though. Tank into the shock troops at point blank range, and there you go. Strap hunt course Johnny Couture wipe here on Expense Runner, losing another infantry. There you go, down there you go, but there you go. KV-2 charging and shoots, misses. A Kevin down there for Kimbo. KV-2 charging through here. Shoots, hits the look like Kevin setting up here. M40 shoots up, bounces. A Kevin shoots and does not bounce. Troops are healing and forcing. The M42 anti-tank actually saw usage into 1942-45 of 1944-45. They've primarily been part of the fortified regions, and then with sort of like defensive elements, where they basically set up in such position that it could ambush the German tanks from short range on the flanks, where the ammo was usually thin, at which point they could still do damage. And again, since they were quite small, it wasn't too difficult to hide them. So, a little fun fact about the M42. Little fun fact. Troops are healing, forcing, getting ready for the next big push. Kimbo, by the looks of it, is going for the Panther here, the Panzerkampfwagen 5 to challenge here. Expense Runner's KV-2 heavy tank with 2 kills so far. Eastern point secured here by the conscripts. At the start of the war, the KV-2 was incredibly heavily armed for the Germans to deal with, and they actually struggled in many cases to deal with them. In some cases, there were cases of them holding up entire German armoured columns for like a day or two until it basically ran out of ammunition to get close enough to, deal with the crew. Of course, by 1944-45, the armour really wouldn't be that impressive. It would have effectively been less armour than a Panther 4. So, little fun fact there. KV2 shoots, misses, and 42 moving up there, shoots, actually gets a penetrating hit. Impressive. Kimbo shoots bounces this time around. And there you go, Panther on the way for Kimbo and the German army. Expense runner getting more control of the map here versus Kimbo. Seizing the northern eastern party with the full Scanadira. Mine's going down here for Expense runner, not a bad idea there. He's probably anticipating some sort of armor to come after his KV2, in which case mine to catch up, which is great. Plus we've got 2 anti-tankers that are ready to ambush any armor that pushes ahead. KV2 moves up, shoots, gets a 5-minute kill, but also has heavy damage here to the looks. Nice right there by Expense runner. There you go, double anti-tank guns do successfully ambush here the looks and finish it off there, depriving Kimbo one of his best assets versus all of Expense runner's infantry. Shock troops on the left flank here. We got 291, 15, 24. We got lots of mines. We got sandbags. Expense runner basically digging in here, preparing his own little fortified region and preparing for the oncoming onslaught. Expecting Kimbo to launch a head-on assault here. Which, of course, if Kimbo were to launch a flank or a pincer maneuver, he could probably catch this off guard. But if he were to like pulling a head-on assault, it would obviously end up poorly. We do seem to do something resembling a flank assault. We got the Panther moving up. Sturm Pioneer, Falch makes on the left flank, catching the shock trooper squad there. He's also calling the fresh run, by the way. And tanks moving up here in the small crevasse. I don't know. KV2 moving in here. Being held up here already. These mine troops up there. Go KV2 moving, shooting at the anti-tank weapons there. And they're going to have to fall back in particular. The M42 anti-tank gun is already in a bad state. Panther moving up, shoots, misses, and shooting back, penetrating with one hit on the Panther's run. Simon Hill and bounces though. Another shot actually goes through, and there you go. Both anti-tank guns wiped out here. A significant blow there to Kimbo, bringing up a Kedner for more though. Panther continues to strike off, but all taking hits. Falcon squad about to get wiped out here by Expense runners. KV2, 6 kills so far. Veterans, you won. From north here, could try and sort of sneak about here and hit Expense runner from the rear, but we'll obviously does it. Kev opening up, R1 about to get destroyed here. Panther moving forwards once more for Deutschland. Anti-tank trying to destroy the cannon. There go Panther to fight. They will get hit by an anti-tank grenade, already heavily damaged. He will need to focus on fixing up fast. More Sturm punish could be at least maybe no repair punish from the mechanized Redman headquarters. Anti-tank and they're destroyed. Fights pushing forward, but into the line of fire of the KV2 is pretty risky. Of course, there's still grenades mines in the way, which could take out some damage, and the fight move's not careful. Moving up there, actually starts right before the cover there, getting suppressed instead. Contra there being suppressed by the center force moving up, still need the Panther fixed. Less than half health is not good. Fox is being suppressed here by the MU-34, which Expense one was able to claim much early in the match. He may want to bring up some arms support here. The KV2, in fact, he should bring up an ISU-5 or a T-35 could be a good idea. That's for Expense run. Or Kimbo. He's going for a truck here. Probably the Belgium helps help healing, but I'm not entirely sure he doesn't want to, like, you know, bring up some more armor fast back of his Panther. Yak Punch could be a good idea. Even a Panther 4 would be nice. We'll see though. He may of course be planning something from the Belgium headquarters like a light infantry gun. A 225 plus smoke screens could of course be a good idea if there's an expense run as well. Needs to grab this victory point, and there we go. Expense run sneaking up the right flank here. Good work by him. Good work. So I can almost done there for Kimbo and Deutschland. Quite the fight here so far. Quite the fight. Falchi Mega moving eastwards here. 12 and 20 kills. Also getting FT-42s on them finally. Took a bit of a while, but we are getting there. I'll try to make them more lethal there towards Soviet infantry and support weapons. Clearing about the anti-tank guns, fixing up the KV2. Ming West was there with the Falchi and the Falchi Mega squad. Only one squad now not upgraded. Sturm pilots in the fire from the anti-tank gun, firing the shots off. Going for the shock troopers. And then deciding to leave with the concrete fall back, not wanting to tank with the Falchi Mega shock troopers base, I think just to draw attention. And by the time there go KV2 anti-tanks moving in, pushing eastwards. In the west, could try and push for here, flank around. In the centre, Expense running into the shock troopers to block the point being grabbed. There you go, Panther charging force, but they're going to up, back up with the KV2 and the Falchi 2 bunches up here. They're going to take a hit from the KV2 and there you go. Sundering blow, almost right ready to shoot both. Issue found on the way there for Expense runner. Falchi Mega's falling back here. KV2 going for the Panther. Panther up close, shadow chance. There you go. Oh, the shot bounces. And the second shot also bounces. Bit awkward though for the Panther. In the actual war, Panther would definitely just destroy the cages and getting the ammo is just practically nothing to the Panther's gun. H5 on the way there, though. 4 expense runner almost done. The west side, he pushing for the fuel point there. Very good. Still not sitting up here. And again, probably should be going for armor instead of that right now, but that's just me. You got Panther catching the counter there, posting down the machine gun fire. Sturmpuny arriving. There you go, causing more damage to the conscript, but they're still going at it. They're still going at it. There you go, stop them just in time. KV2 running through the snow. In the center, bit of a standoff on the west side. He's shocked to a squad. Wipes out a fighting with a squad, and then one equipped with the FT-42s. That's quite expensive. We got an valiant assault here from Kimbo as he tries to push back here against his opponent. Nice consistent use of the abilities by Kimbo. Thumbs up there, in fact 2 thumbs up. Panther versus the KV2, HG5 nearby, Mag, you know, actually anything, but it's still taking time to get there. Cuff point hit in the west, good work there by Expense Runner. Panther moving ahead there. Almost half fell, but committed to trying to take out the KV2. Still got the anti-tank squad's got the HG farming in as well here. Could have done poorly here for Kimbo's Panther. And there goes HG5 lands a great hit, and now it's surrounded on all sides here. Kimbo's aggression is as well the backfire on his Panther goes down. A devastating blow that Kimbo's not on just the infantry. The Kimbo moving out, and the KV2's already hauling its way out of there. With that, Kimbo surrenders. A loss here for the German army. A victory for the Red Army. Nice play though with both sides, really close at times. Both certainly also made a few mistakes here and there, but certainly both played aggressively, had some good use of maneuvering, and also I think good use abilities. Also, particularly Kimbo made use of blend covers and valiant assaults. Really nice for those valiant assaults. Just at times the assault were not quite as good later in the game. I feel like he sort of could have flanked more against Expensive Runner, but overall, good play there both sides. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. Like you do, you can also donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the description, so it would make me quite happy if you were to do so. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers, thanks for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.